It's Jake from Cargroves, and today I want to talk about how much of a fail it was driving a stock Mustang GT at that drift event. I showed up, it was wet out, which I was kind of excited about. I like driving in the rain, and I knew my tires would last longer, so I was like, oh yeah, you know, awesome. Turned the traction control off, threw my helmet on, and went out. Not having an e-brake, I knew I'd probably have to clutch kick it, but I was trying to whip the car into a drift. It just had so much grip. You would try to whip it and get on the gas, and it would just take off and push the front tires, like understeer really bad. So I gave up on that really quickly, started clutch kicking it, which actually worked. The car would come around, but it seemed like it was like really unpredictable. Like sometimes it would come out just right, sometimes it would come around kind of slow, other times it just went nuts, way too fast. And with stock steering and knuckles, it's a lot of turns. No self-steer on a Mustang, so every wheel input that has to be made, you have to do it yourself. It was nice in drift. The area between going too far, having a nice drift, and then going too far was this close, which I think with knuckles, it'll give me a better cushion to be able to catch the car from coming around too much. Yeah, it was hard. I got wore out. I mean, that car, you did 3, 4, 5 laps, you were sweating. You know, I thought, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just suck that bad at drifting. So I got several different guys to drive the car. One of the guys actually runs in the Lone Star Drift Series with a Mustang GT, and he took it out, and it just, I mean, it gave him hell. He was like, I don't understand, this thing is terrible. You know, I think his is like an 11, but very similar cars. But yeah, his car has knuckles and a welded diff and all the mods you need to be able to drift the car like consistently every corner. That was the other thing. So I tried, they had a big sweeper. I tried to do it several times, and it was weird. Like I would get it to come around and it would be drifting fine, and then all of a sudden the car would just snap straighten up. I'm not sure what that was. I almost think it was either the traction control being intrusive and coming back in, or the limited slip diff that's in there. Maybe the clutches are wore out and it was getting overheated and letting go and letting the car straighten up. But yeah, it was very frustrating. I had fun. It was awesome to see everybody out there, and I got a lot of video of other people drifting. I went out a lot. I went out probably 5 or 6 times. I probably got, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 laps in. I was literally holding on for dear life in this car, just getting thrown around constantly. Wore out. My knee was killing me because I was having to brace my knee on the door. My right arm, I was actually holding on with it too on the shifter. So I was actually getting arm pump in my right arm driving just from having to hang on. So yeah, it was fun. It was definitely worth going. I enjoyed it a lot, but the car needs some work. Like, I don't want to take it back and try to drift this thing like it is again. It was a complete fail. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience drifting, but even putting other people that did have experience in the car, they hated it. It was terrible. It has, and you know, this might not be a bad thing, but when you're trying to learn, it was kind of overwhelming. It has a lot of forward bite. So like I would initiate a drift and start giving it gas, and it would be like taking off, like accelerating like crazy. And being able to get more angle will slow the car down. It's frustrating. I mean, I wanted a car that would at least do what I told to do, and the Mustang in stock form is definitely not that car. I would have had a better time in a Miata, especially in the rain. Minimum to have a good time, I would say some kind of e-brake that works, like a hydraulic e-brake. Either fresh clutch packs in your diff or a welded diff would help a lot. Disable the traction control, because I think even when it's off, it's still messing with you, and then some kind of seat with harness. So nothing too terrible with the Mustang per se itself as a platform. Like, it's got power, it's got a long wheelbase, it's V8, it's rear-wheel drive, like that's all cool stuff, but like most cars, you probably need to throw about $1,000, $2,000 at it to actually have a really good time. So yeah, so don't try to bring your stock Mustang to a drift event and think you're just gonna be some champion right off the bat, because it's not gonna happen. Sure, a way better driver could do better, but it was hard. I just want to thank Lone Star Drift for letting me come out and run on the course. It was really fun. I love the little mini road course, and Aaron Losey for all the hard work he does to let us be able to come out there and do this. I'm sure he has 3 days of work before the event. He does the event, then he probably has 3 days of work after it. So that's a lot of work, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.